How you doing? Come with me and we'll make an awesome garlic and herb infused butter focaccia with cherry tomatoes and Kalamata olives. All right, if you're in the mood to make some delicious garlic butter infused focaccia with some cherry tomato, Kalamata olives, a little rosemary and garlic, as well as some basil fresh from the garden, stay with me. I'm going to post the recipe ingredients in this video, and I want to give a shout out to Magic Mikey for his original recipe. I'll tag him as well. Thank you. We're going to start off with 2 cups of lukewarm, not too hot, but warm, water in a bowl, and then 2 tablespoons of raw honey. Shout out to my daughter's friend Avery for their natural honey from their apiary. Add 2.5 teaspoons of dry active yeast. I use the instant to make it speed up a little bit. Add it to the water with the honey. Stir it around to dissolve, and then let it sit for about 10 minutes or so. Add 4 cups of bread flour to a large mixing bowl. I spoon it in so that it's an even measurement in the cup. Add a teaspoon or so of some finely ground kosher or sea salt. Your water, honey, and yeast should be nice and frothy, so add it to your flour and mix. I like to use the straight end of the wooden spoon. I find it's much easier to mix without getting the dough stuck in the ladle. You're gonna mix this well, but it's gonna be a pretty wet, doughy mixture. Okay, it's kind of in a ball more or less, but it's wet and sticky. You're gonna drizzle just a little bit of olive oil on it. Then cover with some plastic wrap and a dish towel. And then put it in a warm, dry place for about 3 hours. I put it inside my oven to make sure it's off. Now you're gonna make your herb and garlic infused butter. Take a stick of butter and melt it. I'm gonna melt it in the microwave. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna run 4 large cloves of garlic through a mini chop. You can grate it or chop it up yourself. I'm a little lazy. And then I'm gonna chop up as finely as I can some basil and rosemary from my garden and add it in with the butter when it's done. The original recipe called for parsley. I don't like parsley, but I do like the rosemary and basil that grow in my garden. Since you're infusing your herbs into the butter, you can use whatever herb you like. Add your garlic. Chopped up my Kalamata olives and my cherry tomatoes. Put them in a bowl, set them aside, and now just wait for the dough to rise. Okay. Dough is risen nicely. Now what you want to do is oil your hand a little bit so that you can scrape away from the sides and start forming it towards the middle. Put about half or a little less of your infused butter mixture on top of the dough, and then you're gonna pull and fold over until you've gone through about 2 full revolutions of the bowl. Now cover and let the dough sit for about another 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes up. Dough is looking great. Take a 9 by 13 deep baking dish. Give it a little coat of olive oil on the bottom. And transfer the dough into the pan. Spread out the dough. Try to get into all the corners. Then you're gonna cover it one last time and let it sit for an hour. And when there's about 15 minutes left, start preheating your oven to 425. Okay, last rise done. You have to oil your hands a little bit and kind of poke down the air so you start to make the dimples in the focaccia. Once you've made all your dimples, take the rest of your infused garlic and herb butter and spread it out over the focaccia. Now add your tomatoes, your Kalamata olives. Try to make it pretty, spread it around. A pinch of coarse salt, a little Italian seasoning, and finally, I'm using some pecorino romano. We're gonna put this in the 425-degree oven for about 20 minutes, but after 15 minutes, start taking a look at it. You may need a little less or a little bit more. Take it out when it's golden. I can't even tell you how this smells. Can't wait to take a bite. It looks and smells insane. I just can't wait anymore to give it a try. Mmm. Unbelievable. And perfectly paired with the Barolo.